Hello there, this is Sean Usher from the Surrey Residents Network, and this morning I'm with Paul Deach, the founder of the network, to talk about how we can help community groups, voluntary organisations and charities publicise and promote themselves and their events. And I'm very pleased to have Paul on, because Paul set up the Surrey Residents Network, and I've been doing a number of interviews. I'm going to talk about some of the interviews I've done recently, but it's proved to be quite successful, Paul, hasn't it?
Oh, it's been amazing. You and I sat down on a FaceTime call and came up with the idea between us. And it's really taken off. It's had its challenges, which we're going to talk about. And I suppose this is one of the main reasons why we wanted to do this broadcast today, just to sort of so people can figure out the best way to approach it. But it has been a huge success. I think the social media reach is somewhere around the 12,000 mark since we started.
But you've also just recently set up the Surrey Residents Facebook page, and I know you've promoted it a bit using your own cash, but it's got 3,000 likes at the moment, 3,000 people following the page. I think that's just incredible in just a few weeks.
We started the page about a month ago.
Right.
We're up to about 3,000 likes now, thereabouts, the last time I looked anyway. And it's not my cash, by the way. It's the cash of the sponsors of the Residents Network, because one of the things I suppose I'm in a fortunate position to be able to do now. Couldn't do it when I first started going commercial with the Residents Network, because you can't really tell your clients what to do too much. They kind of tell you what to do when they're providing the money. But now that we're in the position where we have such a large reach across the network, and because it's so influential in social media terms, because it's so influential, I'm now in a position to say to my clients, well, look, if you want to advertise your company on the Residents Network, then you've got to put something back into the community. And that, as I was saying to you off air a minute ago, was actually the reason why I started the network. It was for these community groups, charities, voluntary organisations. It was never meant to be commercial. Unfortunately, to keep it going, we had to make it commercial. We had to attract sponsorship and all the rest of it. But we're in a lovely position now where we can really start putting back in a big way. Now that the boosting of the Facebook has cost a significant amount of money, I have to say. But it's my sponsors, or I should say the Residents Network sponsors, that have provided that cash. And I just want to thank them all. We have too many sponsors to be able to individually thank them all. But you all know who you are. You're going to be watching this recording later. And on behalf of the community, thank you for your contribution, because it has been significant. And the small amounts of money that you've all put together collectively to allow us to extend our reach in the community is going to make a huge difference to a lot of these community groups and charities and voluntary organisations. So thank you.
Right. You know who you are. Good stuff. Right. Let's talk, Paul, about the progress so far, maybe, and the concept, what we're all about. Why are we doing this? Who are we trying to help? What, in your opinion, is who you're trying to help?
Well, the title of the show actually says it all. The hashtag is Community Spirit Surrey. Now, that has a very wide, I would say, kind of remit, in that in this community, I'm astounded virtually every single week. I find, and I consider myself to be more plugged in than most, let's say, to what's going on in the community, because my business is community facing. I'm a councillor at our local authority, and for lots of other different reasons. I consider to know what's going on and in touch with what's going on in the community. But I'm absolutely astounded that every single week I hear of a new community group, a new charity, a new voluntary organisation. And they're not new in terms of they're only new to me. They're probably, a lot of the times, they've been going for years, but they've been working quietly, selflessly, and so on, for the benefit of others. They don't do it for the recognition. They do it for the love of the community and because they want to put back. But a new one comes onto my radar virtually every week. Some of the ones that you've interviewed, I'd never heard of recently. They've reached out to us because they've seen it on the Facebook page, and said, actually, yeah, I'd like to have a bit of that. So to my mind, it can be anything to do with community spirit, whether it be a proper charity, a fully functioning charity with paid staff, to somebody who just wants to run the London Marathon for, I don't know, Diabetes UK or whatever. Anything. And the voluntary groups don't have to be charities. It can just be anything, literally anything. I mean, we've heard one of the ones that came onto your group recently was the Windlesham Drama Group.
Yeah, great interview that. Yeah,
really good interview. She was brilliant, wasn't she? Mind you can tell she's a thespian, can't you?
Without a doubt. Of course. There was like something like 800 views or something. That wasn't it something like that?
I haven't got the
was
figures.
It as many as that? Maybe not.
No, I haven't got the figures for that one. I've made some notes on.
There's a lot anyway. A lot of views, and So okay, we're going to come on to the kind of people that we've interviewed so far, but just talk us generally about the technology we're using today, because you use it all the time. Talk to me about the technology we're using. I know some people are frightened of using this kind of technology. So what are your thoughts, and what do we actually need to get, I suppose,
to get going? Right. Well, we're using a brand new technology at the moment. This is state-of-the-art technology. It's called Blab. Okay. Now, what it allows us to do is to live stream over the internet, and anybody with a web browser can watch it. Okay. At the moment, we've had 11 people pass through this watching it live, and the numbers are going up as we're going along. But the beauty of the technology means that we're able to record this. So when this finishes, you or I, as the host, will receive an email from Blab, the platform, with a video file and an audio file. And what that allows us to do is to put that on the Facebook page, the Surrey Residents Network Facebook page, on our Twitter and all our other social media, YouTube and so on, so that the audience we were talking about earlier, those 3,000 people that look at our Facebook page on a daily basis, will see that. And they'll share it with their friends and family. And that's how you really extend your reach into the community. And that this technology allows us to do that. However, as you quite rightly said, there are some people, I mean, you and I are both in media. This comes as, we don't really put a lot of thought into this. We're quite comfortable coming on camera. We're comfortable with the technology because we've been using it for a long time. You're the one that introduced me to Google Hangouts on Air, which is another similar technology, which allows you to live stream on YouTube. We're quite comfortable with it, but I can understand there are a lot of other people out there that are only just getting their head around Facebook, let alone something like this. Mm-hmm. And while to us it is very easy, and it is very easy to take part, I can see that people might get a little bit intimidated by it. So we've learned from that. Because the idea was that we were only going to use this platform to allow people to take part. But you sort of took it upon yourself, and I'm glad you did, to just whatever the person is comfortable with. So if it's Skype, I mean, my mum's 75. She uses Skype, FaceTime, things like that. She's quite comfortable with that. So if somebody would rather do it on there rather than on Blab, you have the ability to set that up for them. Okay. Right. If they're not comfortable with that and they only use, the old-fashioned trusted landline telephone, you also have the ability to do an interview with them on that, record it, and we can put that out on our podcast channel. Again, embed it on Facebook so that people can propagate it. So whatever you're comfortable with, we have the ability to capture that and spread the love, so to speak.
At the end of the day, it's all about getting the message out there, and whether you're worried about the technology or not, don't worry. Yeah, because we will take care of it. I mean, everybody's used to having, is used to using the phone. However, we would prefer, if we could, to actually record it first of all on Blab. If not, we'll do it on Skype. If not, we'll do an audio call. But bear in mind that if we do an audio interview, it will only be able to go out on
Audio only.
onto YouTube and the others. But you could actually add a picture. We could do it, but it's just we would prefer to go back to the other way of using the Blab platform, to be honest.
And there's a couple of reasons for that. The main reason is for your benefit. You, the person taking part, it's for your benefit, because if you do it on Blab the way that we're doing it now, that makes it easier for us to share it everywhere. Okay.
Yes.
And the other thing is that a video where
they provide us
with the tools.
With the sorry, Paul.
Yeah, they provide us with the tools. Have we lost each other, Sean? Yeah. I'll keep this going until Sean gets back. We've lost him for a second. Not a problem. I've got you back. Got you back.
I can see. I can hear you. Can't see you at the moment.
No worries. Don't worry about that. Let's just keep going. It's fine.
Well, this is typical of things that happen. The technology is not perfect. The platform's not perfect, and there's a poor internet signal showing at the moment. But that shouldn't stop us from sort of being able to still communicate, which is a good example of how we can still communicate the message even though something goes wrong.
Yeah, not a problem. But what I was basically saying is that Blab, the reason why Blab is the best platform to do this, and if people don't mind coming on to Blab, is that it's proven to be far more effective at getting your message out. The other thing is that sometimes, you did an amazing interview, which we're going to talk about shortly, with Ray Edwards from Limcare.
Good guy. Yeah.
And, it was actually quite an emotional interview because that guy's been to hell and back. He's had lots of personal challenges, from losing all of his limbs to alcoholism and lots of other things that,
had a heart attack. I mean, just incredible, really.
Absolutely incredible. And the thing was that came across on video. It also came across on audio only, to be fair, but it comes across much more. When you can see the whites of somebody's eyes, you can see how sincere they are and how genuinely they are, and how profoundly his challenges have affected him over the years, and how he's turned his life around by creating this Limcare charity and putting back. It's not only has it helped lots of other people, but it's helped him as well.
That's good. Look, actually enables us to move swiftly on to the kind of guests that we are looking for and the kind of guests we've actually had. You talked about Ray Edwards there from Limcare. Yeah. A couple of others I've got for you. You mentioned Natalie White from the Windlesham Drama Group, who was looking for actors and stagehands. And what about Jane Watson from the Village Centre in Englefield Green? And
I love that interview. That actually was one of my favourite interviews.
But it was a simple interview because all it was doing was wanting to reach out into the local community in Englefield Green and surrounding areas, looking for people to come into the centre, to publicise the centre, but to get people to use the centre more often and more effectively.
And what it showed as well was why this idea, this show is so great, because it highlights the amazing community spirit of everyday people, normal people just like you and me, that work tirelessly and selflessly in their communities for the benefit of others. That centre touches so many people in that community, from old folks lunch groups to she mentioned something about some eco warriors that live in the woods.
That's right. Yeah, there's some homeless people who live in the woods, and they come down every now and again, and they allow them to have a shower actually in the village centre. Isn't that incredible? And they prepare lunch for them sometimes, and also they put on a Christmas dinner. And these guys have been living there for ages. Yeah,
and that, for me, when I listened to that interview, and I'm glad it was one of the early interviews that you did. Just sort of thought, I thought, you know what? When I watched that, I thought we're really onto something here.
Yeah,
this is priceless. And actually, what's fantastic about that interview is that video alone, and I don't know the stats for the podcast version of it because I haven't looked at that yet. But the podcasts normally get 2 or 3 times the plays that the videos get. But anyway, that video was, as of this morning, had been watched 807 times.
Yeah,
right now. All right, that's hardly going viral, but to a small community organisation, you know, to get in front of 807 people like that, it's a dream come true for them.
I wish some of my business videos would get 807 views. That's
absolutely
really good. Really good.
Yeah.
And just going on to a couple more, Paul, just to kind of move it along a little bit. We had two ladies came on from the Henry Tyndale.
That was it. It's a special needs school, isn't it?
That's right. And in Farnborough, and although they do have offices in Frimley, where the charity shop. Hence the Surrey connection is kind of slight, but we don't mind really. We're happy to promote anybody. But I tell you
absolutely,
what was the problem with that one? They didn't have a Twitter account. They didn't have the technology, so we actually did it on Skype, and it came out really well. And these were two young mothers who were trying to help the school get more votes to win a grant, and they came across side by side, two pals sitting side by side on a sofa, and I just thought it just touches on so many things you've spoken about with regard to getting the message out there, becoming involved, and really wanting to spread the love. I mean, I thought they were great. Really, that was a really good one.
And I'm pretty sure, if I remember right, the company that are giving that grant out is the same company that gave a £25,000 grant to Farnborough Finns to rebuild their swimming pool. Not last year, the year before.
Could be. Could be.
I'm pretty sure it's like a private equity company or something like that.
Exactly. Yeah.
This platform is perfect to spread that and help them go viral. I don't know how many. Did I get a look at how many? No, I haven't got this. I haven't got the stats on that one, the Henry Tyndale one. But what's brilliant about it is that they'll share that amongst their PTA and encourage their PTA to share it to all their friends and family to get the votes. Perfect.
That's right. And another one, there was a lady. I'm sorry, I've forgotten her name now. But from the Alzheimer's, Maureen Hume.
Maureen.
Maureen was a technophobe. We tried to get her on Twitter to enable you to use the Blab platform. You actually need a Twitter account.
Well, to only if you want to take part in a not to watch it.
Not to watch. So I set up a Twitter account for her, gave it all to her. She's not a youngster. She's around about 70, I guess. I might be wrong on that one, but she's around about 70. So she didn't know we couldn't make it work. So in the end, what I did is I recorded the telephone conversation between us. Now I don't know how many times that's been played back on through iTunes and Stitcher and that, but it's another example of just getting it done. I think just getting the message out there, and she was really nice, and she knows her stuff. And if you're at all interested in Alzheimer's, then try and find that audio.
I'll share the link to it. Yeah. I mean, the thing is with Maureen, and I want to give Maureen a special mention because she's a wonderful woman.
Do you know her?
I do actually. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I do know her. Yeah. She set up this Alzheimer's cafe, and they have them all over the UK. They're not just in this area.
No, they started in Farnborough actually.
But they've got them all over the place now.
Yeah.
She set up the Camberley one.
Right.
And the thing is with Alzheimer's, if it's an awful disease. It not only affects the person who has it, but their whole family as well.
As she explained, that you could be the fittest person, the wealthiest person in the world, but there's nothing, it's not genetic or anything. You could get Alzheimer's.
It doesn't discriminate Alzheimer's.
And it's such a nice story that she tells, and it's well worth giving that a listen. And
I love but the other thing about Maureen, which again highlights, although she didn't say it in the interview, highlights the amazing people we have in our community like Maureen. So Maureen is on the Mayor of Surrey Heath's charity. So every year, every mayor of Surrey Heath has a charity that they support. Okay, and this mayor, Councillor Joanne Potter, is supporting 3 local charities, and the Alzheimer's Cafe Camberley is one of those charities. And Maureen, even though she didn't really have the time because she's busy looking after that charity, volunteered to go onto the mayor's committee, and the work she's done for the mayor, not just for her own charity, but the other 2 that the mayor supports as well, organising collections and all that sort of stuff. Just fantastic, remarkable woman. Inspiring woman.
Yeah, she's one of these women I got from her. I could feel her energy. She's a former nurse. She just seems to have like no nonsense kind of attitude. Just going to get it done. That's what came across to me. And she came. And in fact, funnily enough, I belong to the to Farnborough Rotary Club, and we're getting her to come in and give us a chat
brilliant
in January.
So fantastic!
Forward to that as well.
Yeah, she's a character as well.
Yeah,
wonderful sense of humour.
Yeah.
Fantastic woman.
Yeah. So we talk about the village centre in Enfield Green, Limb Care, the Windlesham Drama Group, Henry Tyndale Skill, Alzheimer's Cafe. There's a variety of people that have come on and actually got publicity through using the Surrey Residents Network. And Paul, we're looking for more people like this, aren't we, to get involved, to get in touch and help us to help you.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's really, you mentioned Ray again there from Limb Care. He had 556 views on his video. And that's, you see, the thing is that, again, you and I are both involved in media, social media. It's what we do for a living, right? Not everybody understands how to get the most from it. And that's something that I wanted to cover in this.
Please, let's do that. Let's do that, Paul. Let's talk about how you can maximize the interview that you do.
Because it's not enough just to come on the interview and talk, and then us just post it on the Residents Network Facebook page. You have to do a little bit of work too. And and this is how I helped Farnborough Finns and a few of the other local organisations win these grants and extend their reach into the community. And what you have to do is there's a little bit of manual work with social media. So what you need to do is find the video, get the link for the video. And I've done a video actually that shows you how to do that. It's on the Residents Network Facebook page. You can just pull it down from there. And share that link on your own Facebook timeline. And make sure you use some sort of, I suppose, motivating words to accompany it. So, for instance, you could say, just did this interview with the Surrey Residents Network as part of Community Spirit Surrey. Please, please, please help us share this video. Please share it on your timeline. Encourage your friends and family to do the same. And that's how you make it kind of go viral locally. Yeah. Another tip would be to direct message people on Facebook. Okay, so copy the link and send individual messages. Takes a bit of time, I know, but you can't beat the personal touch sometimes. Send individual direct messages, just copy in the link to each message and say, "Hi, Paul, just want you to know that I'm involved with this incredible local charity. Please support and share this link on your Facebook page," or whatever the call to action may be. It may even be, please donate as little or as much as you can afford to the Just Giving page, whatever it may be.
Okay, Paul, let's just stop you there. That just your signal went down again, I'm afraid. So could you just repeat what you just said about sending individual emails?
Individual emails or direct messages, however you want to do it. Well, the thing is, there's nothing like the personal touch. Okay. And sometimes with social media, it does take a bit of manual effort. So sometimes it's no use just posting it to your timeline because not everybody will read it. So the best thing to do is either to send a direct message and an email. Okay. Yeah. And push that out to all your friends on your Facebook, all your contacts on your email list, and say, please do me a favor. I'm involved with this amazing community group, charity, whatever. Please share this on your own timeline and tell all your friends and family about it. Or whatever the call to action may be. It might be to, donate a small amount to the Just Giving page, whatever it may be. But do it individually to each person. And I know if you've got 300 friends on Facebook, that could take quite a long time. But it is worth the effort. And if you share the video interview that you've done with Sean or the audio interview, whatever, we'll provide you with the link. That can help do a lot of the work for you.
Yeah, excellent. Yeah, that's great. Okay. So let's now talk, Paul, about actually taking part. I know we touched on the equipment we need, or at least the platforms we need. What sort of equipment, because you've done it, as I mentioned earlier, you've done it lots of times now. What equipment do you actually need to take part in one of these Blab interviews?
Right. Well, first of all, don't let my equipment put you off. I do this professionally. So you don't need the microphone that I've got here. You don't need the headphones, and you don't need the webcam that I'm using. Most laptops these days have a integrated webcam and microphone. And really, if you've got a laptop that has that built in, then you've got everything you need. Okay. There are some little bits of software and other platforms that you might need to take part in a Blab like this. So if you wanted to come on Blab, really you need a Chrome browser. If you're on a Mac, a Safari browsers, it doesn't work on Safari. Or if you're on a Windows laptop, it won't work on Internet Explorer. You do need a Chrome browser. Most people are familiar with Chrome, but if you're not, you can just do a search on Google for Chrome browser and just download it and install it onto your laptop. It's very stable, very secure. It's not going to cause you any problems. The other thing you will need if you wanted to take part on Blab is a Twitter account. Now, a lot of people are not on Twitter. I realize that. But it's very easy to set up a Twitter account. And actually, I'm toying with the idea of setting up just a Twitter account for this purpose. And then you can share the credentials, the username and password with whoever you're going to get on the show if they don't want to set up their own account.
Yeah, fair enough.
But really, that is it. That's all you need.
Yeah, that's good.
Now if you don't want to go on Blab, then most people are happy with Skype. I mean, my dad's in his 80s and uses Skype to communicate with his grandchildren and his friends and all that sort of stuff. It's so easy to use and try it. Yeah. Even if you've never done it before, try it. And we'll help you as well. We'll happily give up our free time to talk you through it and guide you through the process.
Yeah, I think it's important. Some people say, "Well, I'm not a technical person. I can't do this." Especially older people, and I'm 60, but there's people who are older than me that say, even younger than me, so I'm not very technical. But this technology is not going away.
No,
the life has changed. It's not going back to the old way of just using the phone. If you want to communicate with your grandchildren, if you want to communicate with your friends in a different way, start using FaceTime. Get used to technology. Start using Skype. Get involved. And if you run a business or if you run an organization, there's no doubt that there's going to be more and more opportunities with this technology to get your message out there. If you look at Sky these days, or you look at the BBC channels, a lot of them are bringing guests in now on Skype.
Yeah,
and the quality may not be fantastic, but they can reach so many more people.
Yeah, absolutely. And one thing that the YouTube culture has done for us is made production quality not that important anymore. Which is fantastic. And you mentioned businesses there, Sean. I just wanted to touch on that, if I may. We've really sort of put it out there that we're after individuals, charities, community groups, voluntary organisations doing work in the community. I'm more than happy for businesses who are putting back into the community, and there are lots of them out there that take their corporate social responsibility very seriously. And it's actually a very smart business method, if you will. I think any business who supports a local charity or wants to put back, I think it's a very smart way to go about doing business. And if you're a business out there watching this in the recording, if you're watching it live now, and you want to take part in Community Spirit Surrey, you're doing something. So I mentioned in our last one that there's Optichrome in Woking who do great work with the Woking Hospice. Corporate social responsibility is part of that company's DNA. I mean, they don't even know they're doing it half the time. They just do it naturally. There are lots of other local businesses. Pine Ridge Golf Club is one. Oysters Chippy. I'm talking all my sponsors here. giving a plug to all the Residents Network sponsors. Oysters Chippy, a very small business, is a good one. Very small business. They don't have a massive budget to throw money at charities, but what they do is, all these kind of like campaigns, like Wear It Pink Day. things like that for breast cancer awareness, and they'll take part in these campaigns, and they'll get all their staff dressed up in all the gear. And
what was that called again, Paul? What was it called? I missed you.
Wear It Pink Day.
Oh, right. Yeah, sure.
Oysters Chippy will they take part in that every year, raise a small fortune for the charity.
Yeah.
That's all you have to do. You don't have to do much. But any businesses out there that are doing these, taking part in these things, let us know. We want to hear from you. We want you on the show. We want you to tell everybody about your business, and we're more than happy to promote that and shine some light on what you're doing.
Okay, right. Let's talk about how people can actually get in touch with us now, if that's all right. Then, if anybody watching has any questions, they can actually ask us. They can come on and we can talk to them as well. But how do we get in touch?
Well, we off air earlier, we were talking about giving our email addresses out, and I decided not to. Not because I'm precious about my email address. Purely and simply that these days I'm getting so much email that I'm actually starting to overlook email, and that would be a crime if you email me because you want to take part in this and for some reason I overlook it and you think that I'm ignoring you. So I think probably the best way for you to communicate with us is if you're on Twitter, mention us on Twitter, and it's my name. You can see it there, at Paul Deach. That's D for Delta, EACH. Or same with Sean, at Sean Usher. Get in touch with us on Twitter, or go to the Surrey Residents Network Facebook page. Just go onto Facebook, search for the Surrey Residents Network. Okay, like the page, and then send us a direct message through there. Either Sean or I will get. We're both admins on the page. We'll get back in touch with you. But we really do want you to use this platform. That's why we've set it up. Use it and abuse it, because we want you to get your message out to the community, and we really do want to hear from you.
That's great. Talking of which, if we've got a few people actually watching, Paul, if they want to join us, then we can actually call in. How does it work, Paul?
Phil Crowshaw's watching in the audience, and I know Phil is a good guy, and he takes part in another Blab show that I'm involved with. Phil, jump in the seat. Tell us what you're up to and maybe some of the things going on in your community. And then we can show how this works. He may be working and only listening to this in the background, so it might not be good for him.
And also hello to Angela Hill as well.
Oh, he's in the car. So Phil's actually listening to this in the car.
Well, there you are. That's amazing, isn't it?
There you have it.
You must tell me, Paul, how you can do that.
Well, all you do is, if you've got it on your iPhone, all you do is you install the Blab app, and then just listen, put through your earphones or run it through your Bluetooth in the car.
All right, so you don't have 4G, do you?
No, not really. 3G will work.
Oh,
yeah. Well, that's the other thing with this technology now, is that the compression has got so good that it will work on a 3G connection. Well,
that's excellent. Well, thanks very much for listening there, Phil. That's great news.
Yeah.
Takes me back to the old radio days in the car.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay.
Great. Okay, Paul. Well, I think we've covered most of our bases, haven't we? If people want to get in touch, direct message us on the Surrey Residents Network Facebook page. You can direct message me at Sean Usher, SEAN Usher, USHER, and at Paul Deach, PAULDEACH on Twitter. Just get in touch, because we'd love to hear from you. As Paul just mentioned, we want to help. We want to get involved. We want to spread the word, spread the love, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, and the thing is I've known you for many years now, Sean, and we've known each other for a long time. We have our own media businesses. This is our way of putting back into the community. So we volunteering our time to do this. Take advantage of it. You won't be disappointed. And the thing is a lot of organizations out there that do great work in the community, but they're so busy doing what they're doing that they can't. Not everyone can be a marketing expert or social media expert. They just don't know how to get their message out. Well, this is it. This is your opportunity. Use it. And like I say, if you're not happy coming on camera, we'll find another way for you.
Excellent. Yeah.
All right.
All right, Paul. That's excellent. Thank you very
Thanks,
much.
Sean.
You're a busy man, because I know you've got to do another one later, one of these
Yeah.
plans, haven't you? You're a busy man.
I am busy. Yeah.
Good man. All right. There you go. That's me, Sean Usher. That's Paul Deach. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. We'll see you again another time.
Thank you.